got some feedback and I'm trying to work this out. All right, Eminem's album just leaked last night and I got it. I listened to it and I actually like it. There's 19 tracks. It goes everywhere from regular rap, kind of like Walk on Water. You're like, damn, and all that. But how does he end that song? He ends up, well, like, bitch, I wrote Stan. So one of the things that I was, realizing while I was listening to, I've listened to the album like 3 times, is that like the whole Walk on Water, but only when it freezes, it's a whole reference to the rap game, right? It's a reference to God, to Jesus, but I ain't no Jesus, right? He's saying that, he's a rap god, he's all this, because we make him, the critics, the fans, everybody makes him out. What is this? I was blowing my nose earlier. We praise him, right? Oh, he's a rap god and this and that. But what he was saying with, he only walks on water, but only when it freezes, it's saying that the rap game there's no competition, right? So it freezes, and that's why he's able to walk on water. So it's the same thing for the rap game. Like, he is a rap god and all that, but because there's no other competition, right? And this is what the whole album is with this whole medication campaign type of thing for the album, right? Revival, the whole medical term that they put so it cures, your ear infection, basically what it is from listening to all this like new hip hop, new rap, from the trap and all that. And what does that do? The song Chloroseptic has that trap, right? So he has a whole trap thing, and then you can see it later on where he's playing like little trap beats and all that. All right. So, but again, he goes from Walk on Water to Believe, and the way the Walk on Water ends goes into Believe. And basically just Eminem is saying, hey, you know what? You guys are doubting me and this and that. It kind of goes back to when he was trying to reach out to Fat Joe, in Florida, and Fat Joe's like, no, there's a video, Fat Joe talking about it. And he's like, damn, that's one of my biggest mistakes, pass out on Eminem, right? And then Eminem has talked about this before where, in one of his records, he says, nobody wanted to pay attention to me until I met Dre, and he was the only one that will sign me, right? And then I lit up a fire up under his ass, right? And then he does the same thing for 50 Cent, but that's a whole different story. So you go into That's Believe, and then Chloroseptic, again, going to the whole trap. He puts little bits of trap. What is he trying to do? He's not trying to make fun of them and all that. He's, if you are a hip hop fanatic, if you love hip hop, if you love rap, if you like gangster rap, it's going back to those days. It's like, you got to really understand where this music is coming from. And that's what, he does in the previous album with Berserk, right? Let's take it back to straight hip hop. This party looks whack. But what is it doing with? He's doing it with the music of the Beastie Boys. Well, who are the Beastie Boys? They're white rappers that were in New York with Def Jam, with Rick Rubin. That's why in the video, Rick Rubin is there. And if you don't know who Rick Rubin is, you got to look into who he is. There's documentaries, there's all these things. But that's what he's doing with this type of music, right? He's saying, hey, we got to take it back. That's why, like, this whole, like, trap music and all that, like, I can still do it. I'm a rapper. And it's not a bad thing. Why? Because hip hop comes from disco, right? So we are influenced. I was watching the Hot 97 about, Rosenberg hating on the Eminem track list. He was saying, oh, Ed Sheeran. Well, no, if we look at, if you love music, you're going to be everywhere, right? You're going to be getting inspirations from everything. What do we get? Kanye West. Kanye West is like taking all this, in this interview was saying, I'm trying to take the classic music and try to put a spin into it, right? So that's what Eminem is trying to do. And Let's go to the browse. Oh, computer being slow. Now, where is mine? There you go. The Wrapped. My top songs, right? The first one, Lupe Fiasco. Second one, so you got a rap song. My second one is a country song, right? By Cody Jinks out of Fort Worth, Texas. My third one is Ed Sheeran, right? And then I got Lupe Fiasco, Calle 13. So I am gonna mess with this record. Why? I am gonna mess around with Ed Sheeran. Why? Because he's already on my top of 2017. I like his music. He writes for everybody. He writes for Justin Bieber. He writes all these songs, right? And his songs are actually pretty good. So having a musical genius from the pop, right? And not just like regular pop, that's like European, British pop, right? So you have that, and then you have American, Detroit, mixed with California, Dr. Dre, we're talking about Eminem. Having those two mixed together, like, it's pretty awesome. Listen to the song. Like, it's pretty good. All right. I've been a liar, been a thief, been a lover, been a cheat. And then you have that with Eminem, like, so that sounds like an Ed Sheeran song. And then you have Eminem just rapping on it, like, damn, son, right? Untouchable. It was one of the singles that came out, so I'm gonna kind of skip that one, right? I'll do a more in-depth analysis of the song, but it's pretty cool. I like the message that it has, right? And if you don't know, if you're like, what the fuck? Why is Eminem saying these things? Well, you got to understand the different personas that Eminem has. There's the Marshall Mathers, there's Eminem, there's Slim Shady, there's Ken Kneff from Connecticut, right? So you have all these different ones. You have the Slim Shady from the Slim Shady LP. Then you have your Marshall Mathers, right? And then you have your Eminem from the Eminem Show. So you already have three different personas, right? And then you have your Relapse, your Shake That Ass song, the other song, Making Fun of Michael Jackson. So you have all these different personas. You got to understand which one Eminem, and you got to understand sarcasm to understand, like, in the part where he's talking about, like, oh, but, black people they kill each other, so why should we be worrying about it, right? Well, he's saying that's what, like, other people, that's what outsiders, that's what white people are saying to black people. And he's making fun of it. Like, yes, those are facts, but it still doesn't take away from what's happening. So I like that mention. All right, keep going over. Remind Me. That's what, like, a interlude? Is that a song? Yeah. And then that's the intro. Then Remind Me. Damn, Remind Me. I can't really remember what it is. Oh, that's the song with the I love rock and roll. Put another dime on the jukebox, baby. I like it. That is kind of like the Eminem song No Love with Lil Wayne. How they took from the Knights of the Roxbury. I'm pretty sure that's like the No Love, the song, right? What's love, baby? Don't hurt me. Right? So he's doing that. Why? Going back to the Beastie Boys things, right? What's that, man? They make that the song with Walk This Way with Aerosmith, right? Walk This Way. It's a Run DMC? I'm having a blank here, but it's Run DMC, right? With Aerosmith, that they do that song, right? Walk This Way. He's doing the same thing because people nowadays is like, oh, it's trap. You see this with country music, with Florida Georgia Line. Damn, I can't even believe I'm talking about Florida Georgia Line on my podcast, right? Well, everybody's like, Florida Georgia Line is not country. Well, the real country people, right? They're like, oh, Florida Georgia Line is not country. Well, kind of, it is country, Well, what defines it can be a different genre or whatever, but it's still country with pop. It's just mixture. Again, going back to hip hop, where did hip hop come from? B-boys. What's a B-boy? B-boys, somebody that's dancing out to what? To the breaks. That's where the beat comes in, right? From the B-boys. And then so you got hip hop from disco. So you're having this mixture. I saw this from the Netflix documentary about hip hop, how they try to mix those two worlds. And that's how the Beastie Boys came to be, because they were like punk, but they were rap. And then you have Aerosmith being rock. And then you have Run DMC being rap. And then you're colliding those two worlds. It gets them mixed up. Like Justin Timberlake, right? Justin Timberlake is a musical genius. Taylor Swift, they do that. They go from country to pop, because if you understand music, you get music. You're not just focused on one thing, and that's what's going to make you better. That's what I was saying in my intro. If you already have the keys, the knowledge of music and rap and all that, it's going to come out who's the best, right? So that's what Remind Me is. It's a mix of everything. Revival, the interlude.
Unite us, cause nothing inside us drives us like this fight does. Similar, this is our renewal. Straight that drove me. There's no place stand, even if it means sitting when it raised the flag the same.
So like home is more of like the Headlight song from his last album, right? And he's gonna have like 3 songs like this. He's gonna have later on, he's gonna have Castle and then A Rose. So it's a good song. Bad Husband. Let's go to the next one. Bad Husband. It hits home to me. That's why I like Eminem from the beginning, from when I was a little kid back in 5th grade. Listen to, rapping to his songs and all that. Bad Husband. I've been divorced. I got divorced. My marriage didn't work out. What Bad Husband has, and what Eminem has, that's why his first song is Walk on Water. He's saying, how can I rewrite this song 10 different times? I've hit my best. I'm not going to beat myself. I'm already the best that I can be. I'm a rap god. I'm all these things, right? Well, he does that. And you can see this in 8 Mile. And I've learned this in English class. And it helped me a lot with my essays. When in English class, you got to write the persuasion essay, right? Or your opinion. You got to put and I was in debate too. So you got to give the pros and the cons, right? Eminem does that in 8 Mile in his last battle, right? He talks about himself. Hey, I'm a white trash. I live in a trailer park. This dude took my girl and this and that. He's saying everything, right? And then what does he end it with? Here, tell them something about me that they don't already know, right? Or tell them something they don't know about me. It's the same thing. You put out in the table. What are they going to be making fun of you? If you are the one that brought it out. Same thing for the essays. You were like, and you can see that on Untouchable. They're saying the facts. Yes, you state the facts. So the other person doesn't if they're going to try to argue with you and all you're going to say is I've already mentioned that. I already hit those topics. So what's your point, right? Because you state the facts. Yes, this and that, right? Those are the bad parts, but those are also the good parts. What are they going to argue with? Oh, this I already mentioned and I already came back with things that they're going to win over that argument, right? I need to go to work in a little bit. All right. So that's what Bad Husband does. And I like this whole thing of, I was able to do everything. I was able to, come out of Detroit, and I'm just paraphrasing, right? I was able to come out of Detroit from 8 Mile, from doing all those things. I was able to be the best rap artist, the best selling records, all this, the best father, the best, all these different things. But I wasn't able to be a good husband. He was a bad husband. The way he puts that story, it's pretty good, right? And this is just an overview. Again, it's not going into the lyrics, but I'll do some later on because it's a lot. This is what I like about this album. It has so much rap, so much. It's a lot, right? How much time I got? Ooh, ain't got work. So I got 3 minutes. I'm going to keep it going. All right, guys. So it's a lot. One of the things that I actually don't like about the album is that the songs, they start out and you're like, what? It doesn't make sense. Like, what? And then it gets to the meaty part, right? Like an hourglass. Then it gets to the meaty part. You're like, yeah, cool, right? All right, the next one, tragic endings.